Yeah, I think there are quite a few. I mean, to me, one of the big pieces of being an entrepreneur has to be around determination. So the stories that go around entrepreneurship really tie down to all of those great moments where somebody has been told no 15 times and they get up and they take that sort of 16th punch in the face and they're ready to go. I mean, from my perspective, that determination, that drive is something that really does separate most people. I mean, if you think about the number of times people are told that something is wrong, most logical people would stop after about the 10th or 11th time. But the truth is, you have to have that distinction and that difference between understanding what is really worth pursuing, the ability to sort of take the humility and the risk and the failure, and it's tough. That ability to get kicked around is pretty distinct around the DNA of an entrepreneur, and you've got to have incredibly thick skin to do it. And literally, no matter what stage in the life cycle of the business you are, whether you are just beginning or you're Mark Zuckerberg, 50% of the people will always think you're an idiot. I mean, there are still people today who argue that Facebook is overvalued, undervalued, it's a fad, it's not a fad. I mean, at some point it never ends. So I think that's one key DNA trait, is that sort of determination mixed with that ability to sort of oversee the fact of what other people may see as logic. I think the other is salesmanship. There is not a good entrepreneur on the planet who is not a good salesperson. I mean, I wouldn't care if you were an amazing technician, amazing at management. If you didn't have that ability to sell, as a VC or anyone with capital, I wouldn't invest. I think the great entrepreneurs are great salespeople. And I think the third, which is, somewhat fundamental to me, is a lot of entrepreneurs have to live in the gray zone between truth and fiction. So there is a real reality that you have to face, I think, when you're dealing in business every day, especially as a young entrepreneur and a young startup, that the truth isn't always your friend. And you have to be very comfortable around living between that gray zone of truth and fiction. And it falls with little things like, when you've got an office that you really don't want anyone to see and you can only hold them off so many times from coming to see, your milk crates on the floor, how many developers you have, or, the puffery around the actual sales and the actual numbers that you've got. I think those are all really significant. And most of the people I know that have dipped their toe into entrepreneurship but have come back out have been uncomfortable in that zone. So I think those are really three big kind of DNA traits.